Hey YouTube friends, I've had a couple of late evenings just recently. I've been with the Nutley boys. Hey guys, and they've been doing some activities and stuff. So I've been awake late at night, waiting for them to come back home, and going through their NTL box. I'm to look on Living TV and saw Jeanette Fielding's Most Haunted program, and very popular show with I think it's Derek Ankara or something like that, and a couple of other people who profess to be psychics and mediums, speaking to people who have died in certain rooms and activities and stuff. And they bring sort of all this scientific equipment in, these testers, these machines, just like on Ghostbusters, you know, the thing in that little box that those antennas suddenly rise up and go waving all around. There's some sort of activity. There's a green slimer going around the place and stuff. And but they always end the show in the same way. They put aside all of this scientific equipment and they get this huge, mega, ginormous Ouija board. And all scientists and everything, all the research, the psychic phenomenon research, the guys and Jeanette Fielding, all get together in darkness, I might add. How they can actually see what's on the board in this darkness, I don't know. They've got night vision things on. And then they try and contact the dead spirits of these people. And the Ouija board starts moving around, all the tables it's on will start moving and levitating, etc. And you know, it's like all the science goes out the window and it goes back to a basic tool of the occult, of them trying to make contact with a tool of the occult. Now, what are tools of the occult? We're in the book by Dr. Walter Martin and Jill Martin Risch and Kurt Van Gordon, Kingdom of the Occult. They list some tools of the occult. Talking of Ouija, automatic writing, channeling, crystal balls, dowsing, auras, palmistry, numerology, horoscopes, there's astrology and natal charts, magic, psychometry, runes, spirit guides, tarot and seances. The idea that you are able to contact people, persons who have died on previous occasions, in previous history, using these things. Now, if these are tools of the occult, does it mean that if you do this, you'll instantly become a witch and you instantly become under the power of it? Well, no, it doesn't, because lots of people have done it. I've done it. I haven't done the Ouija board, by the way, but I've had my fortune told. I've had my palm read, and this particular lady looked into crystal ball and said some very prominent things about my future at the time. And so I know how it is. I know about the science, and I knew there was a power behind this, which at the time I believed had my best interests at heart. I've since found out that it didn't. It wasn't trying to intentionally do me any direct harm, but providing I didn't look at the truth providing I didn't give total credit and hand over total security to the person who I believe now is the only person who can provide hope, but not just for myself, but for the entire world, which is Jesus Christ. Providing I didn't look there, it was quite happy. And these tools of the occult, they are, when you suddenly find yourself in a situation where you're given some information, or you meet people who have been given information, whether it's Mr. Motivator, and you've watched Mr. Motivator give his talk about when he went to a lady who told him his future and told him about the videos and stuff, even before his career had actually started. You become convinced that there is some truth in this time. So when you suddenly meet a colleague who says that they can heal, or they can do an astrological chart for you, a horoscope, or whatever, you get taken in, and you make a start, and you have a dabble. Nothing goes wrong, and you get more and more interested. It becomes addictive. It really does become addictive. Now, whether it's joining the Masonic Lodge or something, and you get fellowship, and you get people who like you and want to talk to you about these things, and are equally as amazed by stuff when it happens to you. It is very addictive indeed. And it reminds me very much of what former colleague Doug Harris of the Reach Up Trust used to say. It's the occult, for the majority of people, it's very much like a train journey. You get up in the morning and you put your clothes on. Okay, who's in charge? You are. You get on the stairs, you have your breakfast, and you go and get your coat and your keys for your house. Who's in charge? You are. You leave the house, you lock the door. You walk to the train station. Who's in charge? You are. You go to the ticket master in the thing, or you go to the machine and purchase your ticket. Who's in charge? You are. You go onto the platform and wait for your train. The train pulls up and the doors open. Who's in charge? You are. You step into the train. You go through the train to find yourself a carriage with some vacant seats. And you find a seat with a table, a double seat, Jimmy Savile would look for, which is just right and comfortable for you. Who's in charge? You are. The whistle blows, the beep for the doors sounds, the doors close, and the train pulls away. Who's in charge? It's no longer you. You go and you stop under the control of the driver of the train, and this is what the ultimate aim of the occult, these tools of the occult, are. When people get involved in Ouija, in seances, in looking for answers to the future, in tarot cards and through astrology, in trying to diagnose their health through a psychic with auras and knowing what's in the future by fortune tellers, the actual opening of a door lets into your life more and more powers which you have less and less control of. And the more you get into it, the more difficult it is to say stop and want to back off. And sometimes by then it's too late, because an influence can be put on. I'm not saying you become demonically possessed straight away, or after many years you may not have anything like that. But certainly from my own experience, when I had my fortune told, I assessed everything because of what seemed to be true from what this lady said to me. I used to assess everything by that standard, and that is the dangers of the occult.